You guys heard us talk about this on the air a lot of times. C.A.A.N, Comeback Athletes Assistance Network. They do a great job. They use athletes in the spirit of athletic competition as a means of crime prevention. They offer assistance to amateur former pro athletes as well who are incarcerated, who have been incarcerated. And they're just really trying to help them revitalize their career, so to speak. Ernie DiStefano does a great job heading that up in Delaware, and he's kind enough to join us for a couple moments. How you been, Ernie?
Hey, Q, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, and it's always good to catch up. And the last time we spoke, I know this was kind of in the works, the whole organization. I know it's been a good several months now, and it seems like you guys are progressing. Give us a little follow-up, a little up-to-date on how everything's going, and have you seen a lot more participation from athletes that are trying to, I guess, rejuvenate their lives, their careers, and so forth. Just give us an update on what's been going on.
Well, first of all, and this is always important, we've been able to do some fundraising, and that's always the foundation for any nonprofit. We've been able to do that, and I think that reflects, growing support that we've gotten among various entities in the community organizations, actually sports organizations too. In fact, Larry Mealy, who you may know is the president and COO of the Philadelphia 87ers, is on our board. And so a lot of great people and other equally great people on the board from the criminal justice system, from sports, from various community organizations are on board and are really a great part of the team. As far as the athletes, we are getting interest because we are new. We're in the early stages of working with these athletes. In fact, a young man contacted me just minutes before I came on the air with you, Q, and so we're hopefully getting that going, and we're getting a positive response. I just wanted to point out that I actually started this on my own, going solo on this about 3.5, 4 years ago, and I wanted to just point out that I've worked with about 17 athletes on my own, and of those, and this is not scientific, this is my own observation, about 5 have reoffended, which, if you look at the national average, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of a reverse type of situation percentage-wise. Nationally, I believe the National Institute of Justice says that we have about 2/3 of the population reoffends, and my numbers at this point are just the opposite of that. So we are doing well, thanks to to you guys and a lot of other people in the community. We're moving along, and it's just letting people know that we're out there. And in fact, I wanted to point something out to you that the last time we interviewed in the summer, a couple of minutes after we got off the air, I received a secure email from a federal prison indicating that an inmate wanted to touch base with me. And my assumption was that he was listening on the air. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get through, so I wanted to get, if it's okay, I wanted to give him my mailing address if there are any incarcerated athletes out there listening, as far as getting the best way to contact me. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Fire away.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's C.A.A.N, C-A.A.N. That's 100 McMullen Avenue, number 743, Newcastle, Delaware, 19720. And, of course, anyone can use that address.
Right.
But especially for the incarcerated athletes. I wanted to also point out that not only are we now dealing with, incarcerated or formerly incarcerated individuals, but we're also reaching out to the schools. We are trying to do some early intervention. And so we're working with individuals who are not only maybe don't have a prison history, but are at risk, show the symptoms of possibly going down that path.
Yeah.
Right. And so athletics is really just a catalyst. We also help these guys with Plan Bs and Plan C. And as I know Dick Buckets recently said to a rookie symposium, you need to know what you love second best and third best, because athletics is just so unpredictable and the odds are so far against you. And it's just a matter of getting these these athletes to think positively about themselves and about their lives.
And I think at the end of the day, you're right. It's always about the the backup plan. I mean, what I find too is that where we are in our backyard, there's Atlantic City, there's Pleasantville,
Right.
and some of these cities, they get a bad rap because there's crime rate, there's a high crime rate, there's a lot of stuff. I do a ton of stuff with the Atlantic City PAL and on the board there, and you see
Right.
some of these guys walk in, they want to get into boxing, they hang out for a week or two. What a lot of people don't realize is some of these kids, some of these grown men, these grown women, they don't really have a chance. They don't. They're not really educated. They've got a bad. They were dealt a bad hand in life. They're homeless. They move around a lot, and of course, obviously, they're struggling and they're just trying to find the will to live. And sometimes that makes you do things that are really not good things. And it's unfortunate because even in Delaware, Wilmington, Newcastle, Ultimate, there's bad areas all over the place. I mean, that's a fact. But if there's an outlet, right, if there's an opportunity to get assistance or to at least someone kind of pull you to the side and say, you know what, we can turn the corner here. We can find a way to put you on the straight and narrow, put you on that right path. I mean, I think you guys have been doing it, and it's only been short term, but I think it's been very effective because, as you alluded to, you get 15 to 20 guys, you get 15 to 20 people, and you can turn around and say half of their lives, a handful of lives. I think that makes all the difference in the world.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I've often thought about it. There's no systemic statistical way to do this, but consider if you turn around and just say 15 to 20, at least. That's just the start. How many crimes have you prevented? How many future crimes have you prevented? How many future victims have you prevented?
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned boxing because I found that the fight athletes are especially, I think you probably agree, the most vulnerable athletes in the system, the pro athletes.
Yep.
Because of the backgrounds they come from, they're desperate to get out of their situations, and a lot of times they're, quite frankly, taken advantage of.
Correct.
There are good people who work in that fight game, but they're especially vulnerable because of their desperation, and that's what we want to try to work with as well. And so we have one particular young man who, struggling, single mom, and she can't afford the fee for the gym. But this is something he loves, so we're picking up the fee for him. We're paying that so that he stays with something positive in his life. So that's just kind of an example of the kind of things we try to do, and that's why fundraising. Anyone out there who believes in what we're doing, who are interested, in order to get those things done, we need the community support.
Yeah, and obviously all you guys, you remember now, we also do the C.A.A.N Athlete of the Week here, and you can check out the website, cangroup.org, for all the information, the services, the programs, the partners, their athletes, contact, donations as well. A couple minutes with Ernie DiStefano. When we spoke last summer, I asked you about the Phils, and we talked a little bit about how it's a very young team, and we knew they were going to be a bad baseball team. How about your impressions of the Phillies thus far?
Well, it can only be positive. And, you got to look at, I think when you have young, you can't argue with the job C.A.A.N has done. I'm not sure what he's doing in that clubhouse, but they're responding to his approach. And, you always see, you can see they have a young team, and, you can see young players' mistakes being made, but you can also see that their confidence is growing. And with each win, they develop confidence. And we all know what confidence can do. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm sure enjoying it. I'm enjoying their enthusiasm, their youthful enthusiasm, and they go out and their pitching has been amazing. It's just something to behold as far as the start they've had. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you're right. And transitioning back to Cam, when you mentioned instilling confidence, that's, as we start to close it out, that's really what you guys are doing. You get someone who might have been in trouble, right, incarcerated, or down the wrong path. And look, we were all young. We were all, a lot of us, I can speak for myself, you start going down that wrong path, and you need someone to kind of pull you to the side and say, listen, there's only going to be two ways this ends right here, and I think that opens up the eyes for a lot of kids, a lot of inner city kids, and that message resonates. And if they get it, great for them. But at the end of the day, you're right. It's just kind of taking someone, giving a little extra time, right? Just a little extra support, and giving them what a lot of people need.
Giving them hope.
Exactly.
Giving them hope.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right, and then it's up to them to take the steps and do the groundwork and do what they need to do. But then they feel better about themselves because they know they've accomplished something. And I think really, how we react to our world and to society really reflects how we feel about ourselves, all of us. So, I mean, that's what it's really about. It's building someone's self-esteem. So yeah, that's what it's really about. And sports can be such a great contributor to that whole process if done properly.
Yeah, no, listen, I couldn't have said it any better. And again, Ernie DiStefano does a great job with C.A.A.N, cangroup.org. It's a 501c organization. Check them out online. It's getting athletes on their feet, helping them out, sending them down the right path if they were perhaps led astray, so to speak. You can check out the services, the programs, the athletes. If you have someone that might be interested in it, it's just not Delaware. It bleeds into South Jersey. It bleeds into New Jersey, North Jersey. A lot of good stuff in Delaware as well. Ernie, I appreciate it, as always. You got an open invite. Keep us updated. Keep up the great work, and we certainly appreciate your support on our end with the show as well.
Thank you, Q. Will do. It's always my pleasure.
All right, Ernie. Be well, pal. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
You got it. Ernie DiStefano, that's cangroup.org. Don't forget, they're our proud sponsor of our Athlete of the Week. We'll make another announcement with our Athlete of the Week on Friday.